Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm showing you these 28 secret blocks and items in Minecraft Bedrock Edition 1.20. You can see most of the 28 blocks right behind me right here, and of course also in the thumbnail. And so I'll be going over these 28 secret blocks and items in detail. And so if you want to see all of those 28 secret blocks and items, make sure you stick around throughout the entire video so you don't miss out on them. And of course at the end of the video I will tell you how you can get these secret blocks and items for yourself in your own Minecraft Bedrock Edition worlds. And so without any further ado, let's get into these 28 secret blocks and items in Minecraft Bedrock Edition 1.20. And so here are the hidden or illegal items we're going over in today's video. If you haven't watched the other videos yet on secret blocks and items, make sure you watch them right after this video. The previous video will be linked on the end screen of this one, so you can click straight through there. And so today we'll start with 6 secret spawners. The first of which is this tripod camera spawner. And so if you place it down, you will see that it will spawn in these camera entities. And taking a look inside of the spawner also reveals the camera entity right there. And so this camera entity is actually used in Minecraft Education Edition to take pictures, but it should not be available in regular Minecraft Bedrock Edition, and definitely not that camera spawner. And so sadly not all spawners work, so this next spawner is the area effect cloud spawner, which basically does nothing at the moment. And so we'll move on to these other 4 spawners. First of which is the wither skull spawner, so there it is. Indeed, if you take a look inside of the spawner, there is a wither skull spinning around inside of it. However, it does not spawn in any wither skulls. Similarly, there's the ender pearl spawner, which actually sticks out from the bottom a little bit. And taking a closer look reveals the ender pearl, but it's a bit weird because if we move around, as you can see, the ender pearl also moves around together with us. So it looks really weird. Then we have the fireball spawner, which has a large fireball spinning around inside of it. And if we take a closer look, it has the same properties as the ender pearl. And that moves around with the direction we are looking in, giving some really weird visuals. And finally we have the fishing hook spawner, where the entity inside of the spawner is actually the hook you see when you fish in Minecraft. And if we take a closer look, we can see that it's actually a full 3D model of the bobber you see when fishing. And again, sadly, with the area effect cloud, wither skull, ender pearl, fireball, and fishing hook, they don't spawn in the entity themselves, but with the camera, the spawner definitely spawns in cameras. Next we have these 2 items right here, which look exactly like the smooth stone block, but then filling up the entire inventory slot. So let's get these 2, because these are the unpowered repeater and the powered repeater, or tile.unpoweredrepeater.name and tile.poweredrepeater.name. So a regular unpowered repeater in your inventory of course looks like this one right here. But we have this unpowered repeater right here, which looks completely different in your inventory. But if you place it down, it looks exactly the same. So you can place down this unpowered repeater and the regular repeater, and they look exactly the same. But this powered repeater is of course different. If you place it down, you can see that it's powered for a little bit and then turns off again once it realizes it should be in the off state. So it's placed quite a few of these, and you can see that they turn off quite quickly after you place them down. Next up we have some really special blocks. These are what I call double blocks or ghost blocks. And so we have one for stone, we have one for smooth quartz slab, we have one for glass, we have one for grass, and we have one for the diamond block. And so they all have one feature in common, in that they all have this update texture in the inventory, where it's a dirt texture with in green the word update with an exclamation mark at the end. We can also see the texture right there when we hold it in our hands. And so this is actually the texture Minecraft Bedrock Edition gives to items and blocks that it doesn't know what other texture to give. Now let's take a look at these blocks themselves. So let's place all of them down. So there's the stone ghost block, the bottom quartz slab ghost block, the glass ghost block, the grass ghost block, and the diamond block ghost block. And of course, since they're called ghost blocks, as you can imagine, yes, we can walk straight through all of these. There we go. And they're called double blocks, which is especially clear here from the glass block, because it's a glass block and a tripwire block in one. So we can walk in and see that there's a tripwire right there inside of the glass block. And that's also exactly how these ghost blocks work, because the diamond block, grass, glass, quartz slab, and stone are just visual, and the tripwire is the block that's actually there. And of course the tripwire is a block you can walk straight through. Something interesting does happen if you try to break this block, so you can see that the hitbox is only on the bottom side of the block. If you break it, it actually just breaks the tripwire, and now we have a regular stone block, and it's no longer a ghost block, we can no longer walk straight through it. And so the same thing happens here with the smooth quartz slab, also with the glass, there we go, the grass block, and finally of course also the diamond block, all work exactly the same. And now we just have 5 blocks that we can walk on top of. They're just the regular stone, quartz slab, glass, grass, and diamond blocks, which of course we can break afterwards as well. And yes, you can also place these blocks on top of each other, that's no problem at all, and you can still walk and jump straight through all of them. And if you place them at eye level and sneak right through them, you can actually see the tripwire inside of these blocks going all the way through, right there. Next up, we actually have two portal items, so let's take a look at those two. So what I'm holding in my hands right here is actually a 3D nether portal block, and the other one is a 2D end portal block. So if we take a look, this one is actually called portal, and this one's called tile.endportal.name. And of course, in regular Minecraft Bedrock Edition, you can never get these blocks into your inventory. And so they're actually special items here. You can put them in item frames if you want, or of course you can try to place them down, in which case this just turns into the regular nether portal block, and the end portal turns into the regular end portal block. But as you can see, there's no obsidian around the nether portal block and no end portal frames around the end portal block. And of course these work just like regular portal blocks, and then we can go through them into the nether, but also of course into the end. There we go. Now if we want to go back, just place down another end portal, and there we go, we get to the credits. We can skip it, and we're right back into the overworld at our spawn. And if you like Minecraft videos like this secret blocks and items video, then please let me know by leaving a like on this video. If we reach 200 likes, I'll make another episode of secret blocks and items in Minecraft Bedrock Edition 1.20. But alright, let's move on to these crop items. And so we actually have 9 of these, what I like to call block items. And so these are Minecraft items that actually represent the block form of blocks you should never be able to get into your inventory. So for example, this over here is sugarcane. But if you know sugarcane, in the inventory it's supposed to look like this, and definitely not like this, where it looks like the block sugarcane. And so similarly we have the 4 growth stages of potatoes, so those are those 4, and the 4 growth stages of carrots. And so we place down the sugarcane, it works exactly the same like normal sugarcane. You just place it down and nothing looks different. The only thing that's different is the item in my inventory. As for the potatoes, we can place those down, so let's place them down here. And so these potato block items actually work exactly the same as regular potatoes. And so sadly, you don't get to place down the different stages of potatoes using these 4 items. They will all be placed down as stage 1 potatoes. And the same thing goes for the carrots. It just works like these regular carrots, where you place them down on top of farmland and look all the same. No, the main distinction here comes from what they look like in the inventory. And so these are actually quite strange in how they work, because as you can see here from the inventory, they all look very distinct. The growth stages of the potato and the growth stages of the carrot. But if we take a look at them in my hand, as you can see, if I scroll past all of these different potatoes, they all look exactly the same. And the same thing goes for all the carrots. And that's sadly also how they will look in item frames. And if we group these all together like this, you can see that they all become the same texture and are no longer different at all. Alright, then we move on to this oak plank textured like item, which is actually a bed. And it's not an ordinary bed, no, it's actually an invisible bed. So indeed, in our hands it actually looks like a sort of oak planks texture. But again, it fills up the entire inventory slot. And if we try to place it down, as you can see, it is invisible. There's just the outline and you can't really see anything. It's also just 1 block big instead of the regular 2 blocks for a normal bed. But you can indeed stand on top of it, as you can see. And we can also place 2 next to each other, just like this. So there is the first bed, and if we place 1 here, as you can see, it becomes a full bed if we look at this block. And a half bed if we look at this block. And indeed, that is completely invisible, but it actually still works as a bed. So let's make it nighttime. There we go, it's nighttime, and let's sleep in our invisible bed. There we go. Take a look at that. There we are, just floating on the sand in our invisible bed. And if we break this side of the bed, it does not even break the entire thing. You have to break both blocks to break the entire bed. Alright, then we just have 3 secret blocks and items left. And I will finally show them to you as a reward for sticking around for this long in the video. So the first 2 are these info update blocks. So these are tile.info_update.name and tile.info_update2.name. And so with these 2 blocks, again, we see the dirt texture with the green update text on it, but now it's a 3D block for both. And so both of these blocks are debugging or placeholder blocks exclusive to Minecraft Bedrock Edition that are generated in place of blocks that are not yet added. So for example, if you downgrade to a previous version, this can turn some blocks into these info update blocks. And so they also used to generate instead of magma blocks when a player with a lower version of the game joined a player with a higher version of the game. And so if we place them down, they look exactly the same. They're just these update blocks. And so the sounds they make are actually the sounds that gravel makes. And if you actually break these blocks in survival mode, as you can see, they drop as well. There we go. Which actually means if these appear in your world, you can actually get them into your inventory as well. Alright, and then the final secret item of this video, what is it going to be? It is actually a chest with the item inside of it. There's a good reason for this. So let's place down this chest and let's see what's inside. Here we go. we have a 99 plus grass block inside of it. So you can see that there's grass block in this slot of the chest, and it says 99 plus. Instead, of course, of the regular maximum 64 blocks you can have in one inventory slot. There's actually 128 grass blocks in this single slot. And so we can try to take this block out of the chest. But as you can see, that doesn't work. I can click on it, but nothing happens. I can try to shift click it, and then as you can see, it turns into 2 stacks of grass blocks. And if I try to put it back, yeah, that's not going to happen. So to get it back, I just place down another one of these chests, and there we go, we have that 128 grass blocks in a single inventory slot again. Alright, and if we remove all the grass from our inventory, place down the chest and break it, how many grass blocks do we get? Well, actually not more than 99 in this case, we only got 82 here. Let's try it again. Place down the chest, break it, grab all the grass. And this time we got 81. So for some reason this is very inconsistent, but it makes sense. It's quite an illegal item right there. This time we got 91 grass blocks. But if we shift click, we always get 2 stacks. Alright, so and there we go. Those were the 28 secret blocks and items in Minecraft Bedrock Edition 1.20 I wanted to show in this video. Then if you want to get your hands on these secret blocks and items for yourself, all you need to do is head down into the description of this video. There will be a link to a channel called 8crafter or Anders and Zaan, depending on when you're watching this video. Go over to his about page and download the behavior pack at the bottom of that about page. Then all you need to do is just install the behavior pack in your Minecraft Bedrock Edition world. Or copy over the MC structure files out of the behavior pack. If you don't want to download the entire pack, you can just get the MC structure files, which you can load into a structure block by putting it on load mode and typing in the correct name of the structure file, which in my case is my structure secret items. Press enter and click load, and there we go, you have yourself all of these secret blocks and items to play with. If you want a more in-depth tutorial on how to get these secret blocks and items, then please let me know in the comments down below. But if you like this video, then please subscribe!